Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Marshall Gamer, and this is Songs of Conquest. Very pleasant game. I just got the key for it a couple days ago, and I was able to play it around with it for a little bit, and the game just took me unexpectedly. I love what I saw. So, without explaining too much, I'll get right into it and then you'll see what I mean. So we'll go ahead and start a single player campaign and we'll go from there. So we'll do the first song, which is the Song of the Stoutheart. Cecilia Stoutheart, the young baroness of the barony of Stoutheart, must face enemies within and without to hold on to her power and protect her people. Stoutheart will stand. The game does feature multiple scenarios, I guess, campaigns, and we'll just go ahead and replay this first mission because I think it does a good job of highlighting the gameplay. Cecilia Stoutheart, the new baroness of the barony of Stoutheart, was on her way to the quarries of Flint Hills. All shipments of stone from this region had stopped, and she was determined to find out why. She suspected an uprising of bandits and peasants, and had already sent troops to the region to restore order. Alright, so here we are. Songs of Conquest. First thing you'll notice is absolutely gorgeous, phenomenal pixel art. I love that. I am just a sucker for pixel art every single time, especially when it's done well like this. So this plays a little bit similar to something like Might and Magic, or Heroes of Might and Magic, if you're familiar with either of those game franchises. It just brought me some nostalgia playing this yesterday, and I really enjoyed the game. So let's we have the body of a dead commander here, and there are things, shrines, or just overall sites scattered throughout the map, and visiting these will give you certain buffs that you can use. Some will last one turn, some will last like 2-1 combats, depending on what you get. So we got some XP from visiting the gallows here, and then this gave us +2 movement, and this will only last for one turn, or one round. So we'll go ahead and check out the body of this dead commander over here. The dead commander wore Stoutheart colors and the distinctive sign of the Corvus Reserves. Stolen ore was one thing, but an uprising against Stoutheart troops was more serious. So we're out of movement. Let's end our turn. You can either click here or press the E button, and it auto-saves every turn. So we'll check out the body, and it looks like we have the choice of getting a dagger or gold. So the gold it just adds to your overall resources up here, but the dagger itself will actually increase the power of your character. And if it works anything like Might and Magic, then it would also improve the stats of all the troops that you're commanding. So here, as you can see, this is our character sheet, and now we do have the dagger equipped, and we have the skill command +3. This just allows us to have more units in our army, and then guard just increases our melee resistance. Overall here on the left side, you can see all our modifiers for all our troops. So here we have modifiers applied to the wielders troops, The wielder is basically the commander of your troops. They're just called wielders, whereas in Might and Magic they were called heroes. But basically the same idea. So you have troop modifiers, you have temporary modifiers, which is like what you get from shrines or any sites that you find. And most of them will last like a combat or two, depending on what you get. And then equipment modifier, which is the offense that we got. So here, what you see is the wielder's offense is passed on and added to troops' melee offense and ranged offense. So yeah, it does work something similar to Might and Magic. So the more offense you have, the stronger your troops will be. Alright, so we have a looted cart here. Let's go check that out. We got 800 gold from that. Let's move on. Okay, so we do have another milestone here. Let's go ahead and pick that up. We have an event here. Some wounded soldiers appeared from the forest and snapped to attention. This was Cecilia Corvus Reserves, and they had clearly seen combat recently. Hail, Baroness. The Corvus Reserves await your command. Lieutenant, you've seen some combat. What is the situation and status of the mines? Our scouts detected hostiles about, milady. The gold mine to the south has been seized by rebels. We also encountered an unexpectedly well-armed force at Flint Hills to the west. We took heavy casualties and were forced to retreat. How well-armed? These aren't peasants with tools and knives. They have crossbows and swords, and bannerless knights ride with them. This is no peasant uprising. Someone thinks me weak and seeks to take advantage of my father's death to steal more than a few shipments of ore. We must uphold the law and show them the error of their ways. Gather the troops. We march for Flint Hills. Alright, so these troops want to join us. Something similar to an event you would see in Might and Magic. We'll just go ahead and take everything. We'll assimilate everything into our army, and we'll move on. We will also pick up this power-up, whatever it may be. So this gives us 2 movements for 1 turn. So now we have the option. Here on the left you can see we have the optional objectives and the main objectives. So we will go ahead and seize the mines. So the mines are here to the south. So we have rangers. We can pick either having rangers or gold. I think for now we do want to increase our army size, so we'll go with rangers. And we will visit this waterfall for an extra buff. This will give us 3 movements, extra 3 movements for 2 rounds. That's actually nice. So we'll do that. And then on the next turn, we'll engage these guys, the rebel militia. Stand down. This mine belongs to the barony of Stoutheart. It belongs to me. We will do no such thing. You would be wise to go back to your castle and prepare for a storm. There's one coming, I gather. The only storm gathering here is me. Prepare yourselves. Alright. So before combat, you have the option to set out your troops however you want. As you can see, there are some elevated areas here. Elevated areas give you an advantage. If you're fighting on an elevated ground, you will do more damage and take less damage. In addition to that, being on higher ground means that you slightly have more range for your ranged units, so our rangers are actually in a good spot here. And you can only move and place your units around on the spots that are marked in blue for you. And you also have the option of doing a quick battle to resolve it automatically without you having to do the combat, but for now we will do the combat. So as you can see here, the pixel graphics are absolutely gorgeous. I was just blown away with it when I was playing it yesterday. So movement, you have your main movement, and then this is your attacking range, is what you can see outlined in orange here. So we will go ahead and attack this guy here. And it was an instant one-shot. So we'll run up on this guy here. So attacking him from here, since I'm on lower ground, I would deal less damage to him. But if I were up here on the higher ground and then attack, I would be doing about equivalent damage. So here, just go ahead and take him down. I love that slow-mo effect at the end of the last kill. It feels really good. It's very satisfying. Alright, so you get a summary at the end, of course. Lost troops on both ends, and then how much XP you got, and then how much XP you need to your next level. So here we leveled up, and now we have the option of picking up what we want to level on our wielder, our commander. So we can improve command, which will increase the number of troops we can bring to battle. Or we can increase our cunning, and this will increase our melee and range defense. This is a skill that you learn, so you will have to use it, and it'll last for 2 rounds on your units. And then you have guard, which is basically just an overall modifier to increase your overall status by a percentage. I think we'll go with troops, because I want to have more troops always. So we'll pick up this gold here, and then we will claim the mine. So that objective is completed, and now you can see we're getting 500 gold from the mine every turn. Awesome. So let's move on, and let's go see about taking Flint Hill. No joke, I am absolutely in love with this game right now. Okay, so this is one of those buffs. Let me show you here. As you can see, because I visited that old battlefield, I got that buff which increases my defense by 20 and lowers my offense by 10. I think it's a good trade-off. Cecilia was no ordinary commander. She was a wielder and could draw upon the essence of her troops and weave mighty spells. Alright, so what does this do? This increased our order. So order is this thing here. I'm still not sure what this does. I'm assuming it has something to do with affinity, or maybe it's a spell type. I still have not gotten that much into the game to understand it. Hold on, order. Okay. So order is basically your mana. So you have mana types. You have order, chaos, destruction, creation, and arcana. So from the looks of it, from what I'm understanding, is you have access to all these spells. It's just the cost is going to be different, and you accumulate that through your troops. So if you have more order troops, yeah, so +5 order from troops, so you gain more from your troops depending on how many troops you have. And troops are, I guess, divided into 5 factions. Okay. And depending on what kind of troop mix you have, that'll also determine your access to spells. That's a pretty interesting mechanic. I like that. It's gonna be interesting to see how you can play around with that. So we'll pick up more militia here. Actually, we don't have any militia, so we will pick that up. And now we have a nice 3-unit army. So we will also pick up all these camps here. We'll get more militia because might is right. Got some gold there. Hundreds of years ago, the Empire of Aurelia spanned the whole world. Statues of the empress can still be found spread across Arleon, and many folk speak dreamingly of the golden years of Aurelia. So we got a buff from there. It increases our troops movement and initiative. I don't think I talked about initiative, so I'll cover that in a second. Once we get into the next combat. So we'll pick up more footmen here. And I think that's it for the stuff that we can do here. So let's move on. Erected barricades and a small force of armed peasants block the road west. You best be gone, young Stoutheart. Flint Hills are free lands now. Free? Free to be attacked by bandits and pillaged by other baronies? Who will protect the people? You? Why not? As you can see, we are quite well armed. I can see that, but I caution you to think carefully before your next actions. Put down your weapons, answer my questions, and I'll be merciful. Or stand unlawfully against me and my sword will deliver justice. Now, who armed you? One of good intentions. I've seen Stoutheart Mercy. When old Lord Hammond was decapitated by your father. Now turn back. It brings me no pleasure to turn my sword upon my subjects, but unlawful acts cannot be tolerated. Stoutheart will stand. Alright, so we have our next combat. I would have liked to move my rangers a little bit closer. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll move my rangers over here, and I'll have my militia back there. Let's see. Range is 5, deadly range is 3. So you have 2 types of range for each unit. You can see at the very bottom of the stats card. You have range and deadly range. So basically, you have a range of 7 and a deadly range of 4. So anything within deadly range does more damage, basically. And then your range is just the maximum range you have. And if you are on higher ground, like I said before, you do get a damage buff as well. Well, not a damage buff, sorry. What I meant to say was you get extra range based on how high of an elevation you are at. So let's go ahead and start this battle. So right now we have a 4 order. So we can use Quicken to speed up our troops a little bit. So let me talk about initiative. What you can see here at the bottom is basically what initiative is. So 15 initiative means, so here I'll display it. So I'm gonna move up. Now I'm just gonna attack this just to skip my turn. Now as you can see here, my footman is supposed to go first on the next turn. I can increase his initiative, which will do nothing because he's already at the front. But say if you had somebody at the back and you were you wanted to let's see. So for example, say there was an enemy that was gonna go before your unit. If you cast the spell on them before, then you will be able to basically go before them, and that'll give you an advantage in battle because you'll be able to lay out more damage before they do. Damage is determined by troop number, so if your troop is higher when you attack first, then it will do more damage, of course. So this guy is already in our what is it, the lethal range. So it's gonna do more damage to him because he's in deadly range. This guy is not in deadly range, so he takes less damage. There you go. So that guy got one shot. So here we have our footman. We're gonna send him up and... Very nice. And this guy entered our deadly range as well. Or no. He's not in our deadly range, but he still took a beating. So I'm gonna have my footman go up here. And as you can see, as we keep getting more order every turn, the access to spells that we get is bigger. And yeah, so all friendly troops get 10 defense, 10 melee offense, and 10 ranged offense. So right now, this is how it works. Let's cast Rally. I don't think your mana carries over between fights, so we'll just use it up. And the pixel art animation at the end is always very satisfying. It's crispy. So we lost 2 footmen there. That's okay. We got 340 XP. We're gonna need a little bit more before we level up again. All right. Yeah, so it does look like your mana doesn't carry over. That's fine though. So we'll pick up this Flint Hill sign, and then we'll go over to this knight. As Cecilia's troops approached Flint Hills, a well-armed force of soldiers wearing no barony colors came out to meet them. Knights, archers, you're no ordinary bandit force. I've always wanted to kill a wielder. You won't be the first upstart knight I've defeated. Alright, so here we have our next combat. So ideally, I think I want to have my archers in the back, and I want to have my footman kind of protecting them. So here, as you can see, the knights started first because the knight unit overall has higher initiative, as you can see. So they start out with an initiative of 27. Whereas my footman starts with an initiative of 18. So what do? I think I want to just move my footman here to a defensive position. And then we're just gonna start pelting this knight. I didn't appreciate that shot, but let's take out the. Maybe we'll take out this guy first. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll increase the defense on our. We could reduce their damage, but we could also increase our protection. So we'll take less damage from this. I think that's a better way to do it. So we are reloading. This particular unit has to reload between shots, and it takes a turn. So we will just skip that. Now, this guy is in my deadly range. I could shoot him, but I want to take out the knight first because it's a bigger threat. Very good. So we'll have our knight run up to these guys, and actually what I could do first is use my quicken on my militia, and then that'll make it so they act faster. And since this is now my deadly range, I'll do more damage. Now, I want to take care of the melee units. They can do that. That's good. And that was the end of combat. Very easy so far. Another summary. Still not enough to level up, but we'll level up sooner or later. Alright. So we still have to retake Flint Hills. So the first thing you want to do is you want to move up into the town, and then unlike Might and Magic, what you do in Songs of Conquest is everything is just laid out on the world, and you just have to interact with it to get what you need. I have defeated the rebels and restored Flint Hills to the protection of Stoutheart, as is my duty. Now, who among you will tell me what happened? Those knights and soldiers appeared recently and armed all the local troublemakers. They seized our quarries and mines and started sending shipments south towards Barkspur, where their patron awaits. And none of you stood against them. None of you sent word to the local warden or the Springhold. No, milady, we were afeared for our lives. We sent a messenger to Hope's Glade and to warn them and ask for your help, but the messenger has never returned. Remember this moment the next time you are made the offer of independence. I will always protect the barony from threats within and without. Join my forces and together we will restore the order to this territory. We'll heed the call to arms of Stoutheart, as we did for your father before you. There are able-bodied recruits in the peasant hut. Alright, so here you can see all the resources, all the things that you can claim. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna visit this hut, and we will just recruit all the militia here. So I think I could recruit more, and it'll go into that slot. I don't think that's a bad idea. We'll do that. So we'll also claim the farmhouse. It added 75 to our per turn gold. And we got the blacksmith gave us an archer's helmet. Very nice. We get 2 stone each round, and what's this? No, yeah, okay, so that's another quarry, so that'll give us more stone every round as well. A good start, I would say. We can recruit some more peasants here. Tavern gives me 5 movements for 2 turns. Awesome. Let's carry on. Let's visit this cairn. A forward scout. Small band of Cecilia's scouts stood waiting alongside the road. Lady Stoutheart, Corporal Greenwood, we've come from your warden, Beelja the Thorncliffe, as per your command. Your troops are concealed at the forest's edge. Corporal, this is not the forest's edge. These troops are camped within the tender wild. You may have disturbed the Fae. The Fae, milady? Surely the Fae are only a myth, superstitions for the country folk. Did my ancestors sign a covenant with mythological creatures? The law of the leaves still stands, and we must make sacrifice or break the peace. Consider what we must forfeit to the forest beings to atone for your error. I await your judgment. My life is yours. Your death will serve no one. If I remember my history, there is an offering tree southwest of here. Join up, Corporal. I need all of my troops, even the ones that make mistakes. Your loyal servant, Lady Stoutheart. Alright. We'll add these to our troops, and I'm gonna be ending the video here, guys. I don't want it to take too long, obviously. But yeah, Songs of Conquest. Pretty cool game that combines gorgeous pixel art, animation, and a bit of nostalgia with the addition of the gameplay style of Heroes of Might and Magic or Might and Magic. Really, I really enjoy this. I enjoy the aspects of the game. So far, I don't see any glaring issues with the game. Also, if you are planning on getting this with a friend, there is multiplayer. And it doesn't matter if you are on Steam or if you buy it through the Epic Game Store. You can still link your accounts and you can still play together even if you are on different versions. What I mean by versions is if one friend got it on the Epic Store and you got it on Steam, then you would still be able to play, no trouble at all. But yeah, this has been Songs of Conquest. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Help me out a lot, guys. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.